So the title of my EP is called 3's Up, and 3's Up, it's not a gang, it's not me claiming to be a blood or Illuminati or none of that type of stuff. 3's Up stands for be real, be righteous, be relevant. That's a lifestyle, that's a movement that I am the creator of and the head ambassador of. So 3's Up, that's the name of the EP. Man, I wanted to have a big old smile on my face on the artwork because last year, 2014, was probably one of the lowest points in my career as an artist. Yeah, and just to be honest with you, bro, if I'm not gonna lie on this interview, like I just professionally, man, I just had a lot of disappointments last year, a lot of struggles as far as the people around me who I was working with, you know, and just feeling like I wasn't where I wanted to be professionally. So, man, I went through it, bro. Like I contemplated suicide at one point last year. You know what I mean? That's crazy to even think about. Yeah, that's probably the lowest point I had ever gotten to ever since Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, which was like 10 years ago. But that being said, when I shook back, you know, I kind of got over that. And it's not a thing where you wake up one day and you just get over that when you hit the lowest low of your life. So the process of getting over it, in the process, I started to realize my blessings, and I started to realize God still has me here for a reason. And whatever I've gone through, whatever my shortcomings were, a lot of my frustration revolved around, you know, I wasn't really supposed to be a rapper, never wanted to be a rapper. I felt like I was chosen to be in this game. I feel like God took me out of the classroom because I used to be a middle school teacher, put me in this game to be a change agent. And I felt like I was kind of watering down what makes me special to try to fit into this game. And I felt like I was disappointing God a lot, you heard me? My fans were like, oh, D, you doing your thing, you killing it, man. But I know who put me in this game, and I know why I'm here. And I felt like I wasn't fulfilling my real mission for why I'm in the rap game. I felt like God was just looking at me like, there you go, trying to fit in. Oh, you want to be cool with all the rappers, huh? Oh, that's what you're doing now? That, you know? And I decided to smile on my EP cover because there's a lot to smile about. You know what I mean? There's a lot to smile about in life. And I don't want to be a person who is known for anything other than bringing joy to people through my music and keeping it real. So keeping it real means talking about the lowest lows of my life. But at the end of the day, I can still wake up the next day and say, I'm alive, you know what I mean? I'm living, I'm breathing, so that's something to smile about. So that's why I smile. And it's great that you asked me that, because a lot of people, including my record label, I remember at first they were like, why pick that picture for the cover? Like, why do you want to be smiling on the cover of your picture? And I'm just like, yo, I'm at my best when I'm smiling. Because I could be smiling and spit the hottest fire you done ever heard and rip anybody's head off on the microphone with a smile on my face. So that's just me, you know? Yes, sir. I dropped it on Mardi Gras Day, you know? I'm an NO representative, 504, the Big Easy, the Crescent City, all day long. And I know that I'm an ambassador for a new wave coming from New Orleans. We grew up on Cash Money and No Limit. Now this is the wave. I'm really the first rapper coming from my city who has gotten signed and who isn't glorifying negativity. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. So with that being said, I'm like, I want people to know that I'm a real New Orleanian. I'm not like halfway New Orleans or fake New Orleans because I'm not thugging or because I'm not, you know, like serving jail time. Nah, I'm real New Orleans to the point where I'm dropping on Mardi Gras Day. You hear it every time I talk that I'm from New Orleans, and you can just tell by my whole swag. I'm really New Orleans. I'm just representing a different side that doesn't often get, you know, brought to light or showcased from my city. It was supposed to be 7 songs, if you want to know the truth. My record label chose to take a song off. You know, I'm just learning, man. It's a process, bro. When you get signed, you just see, like, dang, man, like, y'all could just take that song off? Really? Like, we agreed that was a dope song. Nah, we taking it off. We saving that for your next project. So I'm like, word. Ironically, too, the song they took off is a song featuring my man who I'm on tour with right now, my man PJ Morton. So it's supposed to be 7 songs. 7 is a significant number, you know, in the Bible. I'm a Christian, you know what I mean? I felt like the number of completion. That's my EP. I felt good about that. They took it off and now it's 6. But it's all love, though. You heard me? I did. I put the track list together, the order, I put the track list together. Yeah, man, it's definitely a flow to the EP. You know, hip-hop, you got to have rhythm to be in hip-hop, so you want your record. I remember driving in New Orleans, man, one night, and I just kept playing all 6 tracks over and over from front to back to see how it felt. So the first record is called Against Us. I wanted to start out, just like in my shows, start out high energy, up tempo, you know what I mean? Against Us is a real, you know, against us, they'll never go. So I want the EP to start out like that, to where as soon as it come on, you just automatically grooving, you heard me? And that's that. So after that, I hit them with the song Show on the Road, out of here. Big, huge, worldwide type of song, you know? It just feels like it breathes life into the room when you hear Show on the Road. So you starting out high, you know, your heart is beating fast when you first hear the EP. And then the third song is 3's Up, the title track. You know, I wanted to put 3's Up as the third song. I just thought that was cool. I don't know. But maybe it's not. But yeah, 3's Up, so that's the third song. It kind of encapsulates what my movement is at this point in my life, which is 3's Up. When you see them 3's up, you know what they represent. Be real, be righteous, be relevant. Oh, you heard me? So that's number 3. Oh, yeah, number 4 on the EP is My Student Got Murdered. Yes. Like I said, I was a teacher a couple of years ago, math and life skills teacher in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And all my students looked up to rappers, all of them. They looked up to Lil Boosie, they looked up to Lil Wayne. They started looking up to Dee-1 when they found out their teacher was a rapper, a real rapper. When I stopped teaching, you know, I don't have any kids right now. That was the closest thing to kids that I had with my students I taught. I stayed in touch with a lot of the guys. And last year, right when everything was going well, I just got off tour with Lupe, Fiasco. I had just signed my deal. I'm in LA in a big plush studio recording the EP, and I got the call from one of my students that one of my other students had gotten murdered by another student who went to the same school, you know what I mean? So it's just like, damn, bro, I knew both of these dudes. Now one is a murderer and one is dead, you know? So I did that song. It's called Both Sides of the Gun, My Student Got Murdered. And that's number 4 on the EP. So you kind of go from high, real to like, ooh, like that changes the whole mood at that point. Once I change the mood with that as number 4, number 5, I come back with the song I'm Not Perfect, and the subtitle is I'm a Christian. This is a song where, once again, me kind of going through them lows of feeling like, why am I in this game? Is it to really fit in, or is it to really boldly say just who I am and put it out there, you know what I mean? And my faith is very important to me. So the song I'm Not Perfect, I'm a Christian talks about me not wanting to disappoint God, you know, having to resist the temptations of, you know, females, you know, really, who may be used to me behaving a certain way with them. You know, like I'm trying to live a pure life, honestly, from now till when I get married. I can't say that I have done that, you know, but that's my goal from now till when I get married. I'm trying to abstain from sex, you know what I mean? Like some real stuff. And that's, you know, that's driven by my faith, by the walk I'm on. And I just talk about all that type of stuff in the song, I'm Not Perfect, you heard me? So it's a challenge, you know, it's a challenge, but iron sharpens iron, so I try to stay around people that's gonna keep me focused on that mission, you heard me? So all my boys who be trying to throw them at me, it's like, I can't hang around y'all no more. But, and number six, the last song is called The Sway Interview. So big shout out to my big homie Sway. I did an interview on his show, bro. It came out October 16, 2014. You could YouTube it, look it up. That was the height of me just feeling like I'm living this double life of like, okay, in front of the cameras, I'm Dee-1, it's all good, man. I'm out here, everything going good. But behind closed doors, stuff really just not feeling good, you know what I mean? And it all kind of came out in this interview, bro. Like I appreciate the type of questions you ask, and I'm talking about Smallz, like it's awesome. Sway is the same way. He asks questions that just get to the meat of what you're really going through. And you get to the point where it's like, man, I'm just not gonna fake it for the cameras no more, you know? And I kind of broke down on the interview, you know, like, I ain't let no tears fall, you heard me? But they was definitely all up in here, like just building up. So, and then just talking about some real stuff, man. And that was a career-defining interview because a lot of the depression I had been dealing with, I felt like, okay, now it's out to the public. And that interview changed so many people's lives. Like, people still talk to me today. Last night at my show, people talking about, bro, that interview you did with Sway, honestly, that, I knew who you were before that, but after that interview, I just became a lifelong supporter, you know. So that's the, and I did a song about it. In the song, I break down the highlights of the interview. I'm like, you know, 1703, a caller calls in crying. 2016, the DMX story. Like I'm breaking all the different parts of the interview down based on time. You know, I'm a numbers dude. I think in numbers, you know. So did a song about that, and that's the Sway interview. And that's my EP, the 3's Up EP. It's out right now on iTunes. You hear me? I tell you the mindset, like when I wrote Against Us, that was the first time in my career that a producer played a beat, and 5 seconds after he played the beat, I was like, yo, I got an idea. Stop it. I walked in the booth and I instantly started recording the chorus. And the chorus is like, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive those who trespass against us. They'll never go against us, against us. One take. 5 seconds after I heard the beat. You know, so that, I felt like that was special. Just the fact that my creative process happened so quick with that one. So that song, that was big. Show on the Road was a song where, like I said, that was my attempt to really make world music, you know, and I felt like I didn't compromise my brand at all. I love that song. I love performing it. I close my set to it every night. Show on the Road got a real talented singer, a Swedish dude by the name of Jones. He's on the hook. Awesome record. 3's Up, you know, that's my movement. That's the thesis statement for what Dee-1 represents. So that's how that song came about. I did that song with my man Furnace in a little small country town called Alexandria, Louisiana, like 3 years ago. So that's an older song. I'm Not Perfect. I did that song, you know, like I said, when I just was, it's kind of like a conversation I was having with God, and I was like, man, I just want you to be proud of me, man. I ain't gonna lie. So you know what? I'm gonna write this song, kind of put it out there, you heard me, like that. My student got murdered, same thing. That was the same trip to LA where I wrote Against Us and I wrote Show on the Road. That's when I got the call that my little homie got murdered. And I wrote the song right there. We were sitting in my man's living room, and my dude JB, I told him, I was like, bruh, I just found out one of my students got murdered and da-da-da-da-da. And we started making the beat, just talking about it and making the beat right there on the spot. And we did that song. And then the Sway interview. The Sway interview, once the interview came out and people just kept hitting me up talking about how powerful this interview was, as an artist, I think I'm in the fortunate position to be able to take big moments in life and just stamp them forever by doing a song about them, you know what I mean? So I'm the dude that'll do a song about J50 and Weezy. When I was like, yo, I wish I could talk to them dudes. I'm the dude that could do a song about the one that got away, you know, a girl who I thought was the one for me. And when I found out she was getting married to somebody else, like, so the Sway interview was such a big moment for me. I stamped it forever by doing a song about it, and that's the EP. I recorded about 40 songs in LA. Only 6 of them obviously made the EP, so that means I'm sitting on like 34 songs, and I'm currently deciding what I'm gonna do with those songs. I honestly think I have songs in this batch of music that are gonna change my life. Honestly, like I think I have real hits in this batch. So I'm excited. You know, as far as the EP, it's my first release since I signed my record deal. That was different for me, having to go through the process of some songs not being able to make it because of sample issues, having to deal with, you know, getting producers to sign the paperwork and all this stuff. A lot of the producers on the EP, that's their first placement on a major label. So that was a process, and it took longer than it should have, in my opinion, to get it out. So it'll never take me that long again to put another project out. I actually have a mixtape that'll be dropping late August, early September. And it's a mixtape, but the concept is crazy. It's very Lil Wayne inspired. I just say that, you know. It's very, very Lil Wayne inspired, and you'll see what I mean when it comes out. You know, and I'm excited. It's something creative. Nobody in hip hop has ever done something like this. So that's the next thing that's coming out. The tentative title is called Separated at Birth. That's the tentative title.